Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a chosen one. Don't ever compare Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with Ojukwu or Rafu Wazirike. This one, they came to play their role and go. But the chosen one, which the God of Biafra, the God of people land have choose, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that's why you can see he was able to step through about this trouble, this torment Nigeria government has put on him. I dare you, many Igbos will have betrayed Igbos. Many Igbos will have said Igbo change Igbo name if they were to be in the shoe of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
So, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, another update don't drop. According to the information from our brother, the Waymaker News TV, in talk say the government of the governor of Imo State, by name Hopeless Udodinjo, and other Southeast Flavor governors, all of them don't say whatever we teach so they don't say they don't offend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are ready to amend their ways. In fact, they are ready to apologize, and they are planning to throw a welcome back party for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the update we drop now. And I'm not going to hear them finish it from my mouth, but I'm going to hear them from the horse's mouth. According to adage, they said hear it from the horse's mouth. I don't know whether a horse they speak. I think a human being. No, some all these adage sometimes they confuse person. But anyway, let us not go there. Let us focus on the issue at hand. Hope Uzodinjo beg BIAFRANS for forgiveness, and Nnamdi Kanu, including other Southeast governors, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu set to return in no time. That means the return of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very close. Anyway, that means our prayers and all our effort is not being in vain. Anyway, in fact, let me not waste much of our time, because as I we're gonna hear this thing from the horse's mouth. The Waymaker News TV. Please, as you're watching, like, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on all our social media handles, and it shall be well with all of us.
There is no any offer that Nigeria government has not offered to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming home, and the Southeast leader now are tendering apology for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The governors of Southeast now, their legs are shaking on the ground. They are saying, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should really go. They know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu coming out is going to be another problem for them, because they fought for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu not to come out. But the bottom line is that you can see that this morning is quite different from the one I stay on my comfort zone and say it. Jubilation is coming to Southeast. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming against all of the Southeast governors. Southeast leader who felt that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu coming out is a threat to them. But I want to tell you, BIAFRANS all over the world, that their legs are shaking. They are begging for forgiveness from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They abandoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They thought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would die in prison. But shame to the leaders of Southeast, because finally Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have saw the light. I have told you before that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is like the way Jesus came into the world. John the Baptist was the one that made way for Jesus Christ. Ojukwu was the one that made way for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a chosen one. Don't ever compare Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with Ojukwu or Rafu Wazirike. This one, they came to play their role and go. But the chosen one, which the God of Biafra, the God of people land have choose, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that's why you can see he was able to step through about this trouble, this torment Nigeria government has put on him. I dare you, many Igbos will have betrayed Igbos. Many Igbos will have said Igbo change Igbo name if they were to be in the shoe of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is no any offer that Nigeria government has not offered to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But yet, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu refused to send the Igbos to the Fulanis. He refused to send the Igbos to Nigerians. You get? So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will celebrate him because he's a man of integrity. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not fighting this cause because of money. He's not fighting it. He was born with a silver spoon. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not born poor. He was living his life in UK. But he decided to leave all these things in UK and come to Nigeria to fight for the betterment of Biafra. Now, a lot of people took it upon themselves. Oh, who is you? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this small boy, you are the one that want to take the glory. They are fighting him on a daily basis to make sure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not achieve this Biafra. Guess what? As I keep saying on this channel, that what I am seeing, anyone responsible to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu not to come out. Whether they are responsible for kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, they are partnering with agents of Nigeria for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to release. Their days are numbers. And if they refuse to repent, their days are numbers. Don't forget that Justice Omotosho is doing the needful. As many people say, oh, maybe it could be a pressure from the world. The world are pressuring Nigeria. Don't forget the FBI now.
As you are watching, please kindly subscribe to our channel. Our only YouTube channel is Sokoto Daily Talk 2. Then we have a ODT backup page on Facebook. The main page is Sokoto Daily Talk blog. And we have TikTok, Sokoto Daily Talk. Please follow us on all our social media handles so that we're getting first-hand information each time we drop any. So please have a nice day. Continue watching, and thanks in advance for patronizing us, for being part of this government, for making sure that this ministry is moving to the permanent site. Have a nice day, and may the good Lord continue to bless you. Continue sharing and make sure you comment.
I've asked for another 90 days to release the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu file about his case he have in the United Kingdom. And many people are saying it could be the part of the reason why Nigeria government are doing everything necessary to make sure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu got his freedom. But on the 8th here, we are waiting. The good things about yesterday is that no any weapon was found with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. According to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one that is terrorizing Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one doing this. But the court told Nigerians yesterday that there is none found in the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So as it is, victory for Igbos, victory for Biafra, victory for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in court yesterday. Where are the Fulani headsmen who feel that by silencing the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra will die? I have told you people on this channel that Biafra is an ideology. Biafra is a spirit. No one can stop Biafra. The more you are trying to get people who are promoting this Biafra, the more you are making the spirit to hide. I said this morning that if the devil knows that by killing Jesus, the gospel of Jesus will go around, he will have not made attempt of killing Jesus. If Buhari government, the Malami and Buhari Fulani knew that by holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we make Biafra more stronger, we make Biafra reality to come true, they will have ignored Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not start his agitation under Buhari government. They started under Jonathan government. Jonathan government leave him, he did not do anything. They were going out with their flags, demonstrating, saying their frustration that the Southeast has been neglected by Nigeria, no development in the Southeast. Since after the war, that the one said, no victor, no vanquish. But ever since then, the Igbos have been pushed aside between the Hausa and the Yorubas. You see that the Igbos are not good enough in leadership. And that's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had to come with this agitation. If you don't want my people to rule, let my people go. Let my people go. Was that the offense of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Go to the war. The whole world as we speak, many countries now are agitating to go on their own. So separatism is not a crime in Nigerian constitution. Do you get it? Despite everything the DSS did to make sure to truncate this release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, everything now is winding down. People they marked them yesterday to come to court. Oh, we are the one. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was that. Everything is nothing, no proof. So as we speak now, we are waiting for on the 8th of May to hear from Justice SOKOTO. As I keep saying, Nigeria, we are where we are today because Igbos are being neglected. Igbos are being pushed aside. That their sense is not more needed in Nigeria, and that's why you see that Nigeria can never move forward. I am not cursing Nigeria. I am in Nigeria. I am from Middle Belt. But if the Nigerian government keep neglecting Igbo, keep pushing Igbo aside for Igbos not to contribute to this country, I will tell you that Nigeria go nowhere. Let me cite the two reasons why I told you. Under Obasanjo government, it was the Igbos that was in the front lines of the economy of Nigeria, and Nigeria was flying higher. Nigeria was flying like the Igbos in Africa, in the world. Other African countries, they are coming to Nigeria to come and seek greener pasture in Nigeria. Props to when Buhari came in 2015. And Buhari felt that, oh, Igbos are not good. The only people who are good to be in power are Fulani. The only people who are good in power are his people. And what did he do? He pushed the Igbos aside. In security, in economy, everything. Start Buhari government. Buhari government was 0/100. The same mistake Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing by pushing Igbo aside. Igbos are not good. Igbo will do this. Alpha. Bola Ahmed Tinubu government now is nothing as zero.
Did you know eating garlic?
When you begin to push these people aside, oh, they are not good. The repercussion is dangerous. Go to the world that are doing well in the world. If you check them, you see that the Igbos are brain behind it. Igbos are blessed by God. The brain is there. It's not the logic. It's not something you buy in the market. It is gift. They might not go to school, but the brain to turn the economy around is there, God giving to them. And that's why you see the one that did not go to school, they have money more than the professors. I want to see them in Lagos, in Nigeria. People now will rent a shop from one shop, you work to 5 shops. How is the magic coming? It's gifted. They are gifted in that. You cannot take it away from them. The women Nigerian government feel to neglect them, to feel that, oh, these people, because of one thing or another, let's weaken them. Igbos are like the case of the Hebrews in the Bible. When Joseph went to Egypt, what happened? The Bible said there was hunger in the land. And Jacob, the father of Joseph, they moved from Canaan to Egypt to seek for greener pasture. They were doing well. They were increasing in number. But the moment Joseph died, a new king took over. And the new king said, oh, if you allow these Hebrew people, if you allow these Israel people to begin to go in number, they will dominate us and they'll push us out the land. What they do? They begin to bring, oh, if you see any of them, give birth to a nature, they come in. See, I come your way, less than again.
President Buhari ruled Nigeria 2 years. set Buhari through Nigeria 6 years.
Message is very, very clear, very, very simple, and very, very understandable. Our brother, the Waymaker, have already vomited the whole thing. Shame to all the whole governors in the southeast. I don't know which face they will use to welcome Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he finally regains his freedom, that they want to throw a elaborate party for him. Nnamdi Kanu don't want anything. He don't want all these shenanigans. What he wants is a free Biafra and freedom for all the Igbos, where they will live to showcase all their talent that God have given to them. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been fighting. While else, all these so-called idiotic politicians from the southeast are always working hard to make sure that the youths are not being heard, because they want to remain in power forever. In fact, they want everything that has to do with power to come from them, come from their lineage. It's only in Nigeria you will see Papa is politician, Mama is politician, son is politician, daughter politician. Everybody, including their dog and their rats, including cockroach in their home, all of them are politicians, because they don't want the power to shift to their next door neighbor, so that tomorrow they will use you as a slave, so that you'll be answering them sa 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 and ma. That's the reason why that contraption called Nigeria it is where it is today. I swear to God. Yes, only in Nigeria you will see Papa pastor, Mama pastor, Mama G, Papa G, General Overseer, Mama Overseer, son pastor, daughter pastor, everything. If other ones no be pastor, other ones go be either financial secretary, treasurer, all in that entity, because they don't want that wealth to live from them to another person. So when you're talking about politicians, also talk about pastors, because the same thing they are doing is what all these people are doing. So it's in fact, they are the two that hold that country down, that make that country never to progress. Pastors, or rather, let me say Christian leaders, or religious leaders. Yeah, not Christian leaders, because it's also rampant in the so-called north. So religious leaders and the politicians are the one holding that country, that contraction they call a country down. These two. Government will suffer you and then push you to a pastor. When you get to pastor, an activist will come and tell you, please, we need to protest so that this country will be good. Pastor will tell you, no need for you to protest. Pray that something will be good. The same pastor, his children is studying abroad, where the government work to make everything better for the citizens of those areas. Their pastors begins are the ones who's going there now to study. The pastor of their papa in Nigeria do not tell them to pray, so that education where they are going to look for them is going to come and meet them in Nigeria. But when you talk now, some people will come and begin to open their stinking mouth to attack you. Pastor only keeps seeing vision for the poor. Have you ever seen where they do any miracle with a rich man in the church? Try him now. Try that rich man. In fact, go and lay your hand on his forehead. They will tell you how much you will pay him. They want you to pray for your country to be good. And when you complain, people will come and call you Antichrist. But they are sending to their children to the country. In fact, them are doing holidays with their wives and even sometimes their concubines and their girlfriends to country where the government work to better, not prayer, work to better it. You could say, na church after saying, why must you talk about church? As if I'm now no quarrels all the same Christianity are coming and go. I beg, let us just take a few comments and then we'll round up. Deborah said, shame to the politicians in Igbo land. Joy Okayigwe, I love you, my brother, the Waymaker. Uju Sonia said, God bless and protect you, my big brother. Well done. Shame on them. Joy Igwe, shame to them all. These Southeast governors are nothing but a flavor. Okay, last. Said, God bless you, real citizens. You are talking sense. Love you. Okay, my people, now we will take a break. Gonna go here more of these videos. When we come back, please like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos.